Hey guys, it's Tony, and guess what time it is? It's time for another unboxing slash preview for a brand new 330mm size quadcopter. This is the Shredder 330 from UAV-RC.com. Be sure to check them out, guys, for this awesome, sweet looking little frame. It's a G10 frame with a built-in power distribution board. Pretty much keeps your wiring very nice and tidy and just makes your frame look a lot cleaner, and best of all, it's easy to solder on the ESCs to the main power. So when you receive your shredder, this is what you get right here. It comes packed inside this bagging that's all separated and vacuum sealed, and is even labeled BF to be your best friend. So this is going to be my new best friend. I'm just kidding, guys. BF pretty much stands for blue colors in the front. We have blue LEDs in the front and red LEDs in the rear, and it's also available in red in the front or blue in the rear, depending on what you want. So let me go ahead, take everything out, and show you guys what's inside. Oh, nope, wrong one. Time to cut the bag. Alright guys, so you can see everything is all laid out. So when you get the kit, you get this cool little FPV camera mount. So if you're running a standard board cam, you can mount this to the frame. Very cool. Or if you have like a Fat Shark camera, you can use the base mount. I'll show you guys exactly how that mounts later on. You get a battery strap with the UAV RC logo on there. Pretty cool. You got a bag of screws, stainless steel screws, so they're not that cheap steel screws that rust over time. Stainless steel, nice, shiny, chrome color. We have different size screws, so it's all sorted out. You can see short ones, mediums, and longer ones for the arms with the 3mm aluminum lock nuts down here. We have aluminum red standoffs right here, or red post spacers. Looks pretty cool. I like the red. Red and black always looks nice. Look at these arms. 6mm thick G10 arms. Good luck trying to break these little bad boys right here. They're going to take a lot of abuse, so you can crash and not worry about it breaking. I've seen Tony, the owner of UAVRC, crash his, and the only thing that broke from a hard crash was like a prop. Amazing. I love these durable frames because it gives you that joy when you're flying it, the confidence. You know, when I crash, I'm not going to break the frame because I hate breaking frames, and having a strong frame makes a big difference in the way you fly. We have one of the lower frames right here. You can see cutouts for different flight controllers, so you can actually slide it and adjust it in the CG in the middle, or farther forward, or in the back, depending on your battery and how you need to balance your camera. Very cool. We have some strap holes here for your battery. Little cutouts, holes here, so you can run your power coming down depending on your configuration. And there's not only one way to build the shredder, which is awesome. I'm going to show you guys different configurations later. You can see we have little slots here for the board cam mount. As you can see right here, that will fit right up in here, the little slot, and that's how your board cam locks into place. Alright, so I had a bug crawling on my leg. I had to take care of that little bug, teaching him for crawling on my leg. So here we go. This is the top plate right here. That will go either on top of this plate or the PDB board, depending on how you want to run it. But you can see more additional holes, so you can run your camera on top, FPV gear in here and strap it in. You can even put your battery on top if you want, depending on your setup. And look at this little beauty right here, the power distribution board. Very clean looking. It's got ESC pads right here, so you can hook up your ESC power directly to here. We have your battery pads here. We have more battery pads, so you can run your battery here or on the side, depending on where and how you want to mount your battery. We have auxiliary connectors here, auxiliary 2, and the first one's on the very front, so you can run your video transmitter, your camera. One thing I want to point out, this PDB board does not have a regulator built in, so if you're going to be powering anything from these aux, it will be the voltage of the main battery. So be very careful, make sure your video transmitter, your camera can handle the voltage that you put onto the main board itself. And this one, most people or most guys will be running a 4-cell setup, since it is a 330mm FPV frame. You can see, very nice. Let me quickly go ahead, slap this together, and show you guys how it looks kind of somewhat fully assembled minus the electronics. So here's the frame fully assembled. I quickly threw it together to show you guys exactly how the frame looks when you assemble it. And literally the frame took me about 5 minutes to throw together. I just, installing the screws, putting on the posts, and just putting it together. That's not the time it takes to install the electronics. I would say about an hour you're going to have this frame up and running, depending on your pace that you're working on. So you can see, now when you're finished, you do get a few extra screws, some of the medium size and the short screws. So depending on how you mount your PDB board on the bottom here, you have different ways of mounting your PDB board. I would say 4 different ways. You can put your PDB board on the top or the bottom. You can also flip this PDB board to have the LEDs facing up or facing down, depending on where you want the LEDs to shine, down or up, and whatever way you want. Now, having it on the bottom, I do have to say it may be exposed to the elements, so it'd be crashing, landing on rocks, and flying and somehow crashing into a tree bottom first. You may risk the chance of damaging the PDB board. So if you do not want to use the PDB board on the bottom, I would recommend you to put it on top to keep it nice and protected. Now, if you want to run the FPV board cam mount, you will have to put the PDB on the bottom frame, because only this G10 frame has the slots to fit the PDB board. But if you look at this angle right here, we have a nice, I believe, 8 to 10 degrees of upward camera tilt. So when you're flying it really fast like so, it's tilting down. You don't see nothing but the ground. You see the ground and some of the sky, so you can navigate when you're flying it extremely fast. And that's what the guys over at UAVRC do. They fly really fast, and that's why they have this nice upward tilt. You can see G10 frame, very thick arms, very thick G10 deck here that takes all of the stress away. So you crash, it's not going to put all of that stress onto the PDB board, which is very neat. I may change this around later on when I get my ESCs and my motors in. I'm still debating if I want to run the Cobra motors, the 2208s, or I may try to put some 2212s on here with the 7-inch prop, just because I want something that will fly nice and smooth. I probably won't be doing aerobatics with this one, but you can fit a 5-inch, a 6-inch, or even a 7-inch prop, and that's why I may use the 2212s, the higher kV with a 7-inch prop, because this frame can take all 3 different size props, which is neat. You can use a 2206, 2208, depending on how much power you want out of your frame. You can see, nice layout, very clean, quick look at it. And the battery straps, also to a tip when you're building it, make sure you install these posts first, because you can see when you install the lower deck, you cannot get access to these screws. And also, if you have straps, you have your post here for your flight controller, make sure you run those posts, install those posts first, then you run your rest of your equipment, because if you don't, you have to take it back apart to get access to the slots down here to put the screws and the post. And if you guys don't understand, when you start building, you would see exactly what I'm trying to say. I know I'm confusing at times, sorry guys. I try to be confusing, but that's my job. Alright, so there you go. That was a quick preview for the Shredder 333mm FPV racing quad. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Be sure guys, check out my buddy over at UAVRC for his awesome and sweet looking little frame, and also he carries a lot of the FPV gear and electronics. You need motors, you need speed controls, you need FPV, cameras, goggles, radios, transmitters, anything multi-rotor, drone, FPV related. He will have all of the stuff you need on his one-stop shop. So be sure to check him out, uav-rc.com. And also guys, if you guys haven't subscribed yet, please subscribe to my channel to stay up to date, and tune in to my future videos, which I'll be putting the Shredder through his paces when I get some time to install the electronics and get flying. So there you go guys, as always, thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys later.